Hey up now then folks, you join us for Derek Bennett presents Malton through the 1970s. And the film we're looking at is Super 8, but I'm not sure what the camera was that Derek used. I've even had Three-Wheeler Wellham round to come and identify a few of these cars, such as this poverty spec Ford Escort Mark 1, which you aren't really seen on the roads nowadays, going past King's Head. There's an MGB Roadster parked outside where I've spent many a night queued up trying to get in there on a Saturday night, which is now known as the Chapter 2 bar. If anyone could add any insights to these clips, please do. Add comments, names, anything like that, such as this farmer walking his cows down after he's maybe bought them at market. He's heading down Wellham Road there. In the background we notice the footbridge going over the railway crossing. Apparently that's stored underneath the Malton rooms. It sounds like the cost to maintain it was starting to run away a bit, but they also didn't want to throw it away. This white Vauxhall Viva that we see here, very similar to the one that was named Oliver off of BBC's Top Gear by Richard Hammond. The white building we see in the background in the 90s was known as Polar Ford. This is either a Riley 1.5 or a Wolseley 1500. They're pretty much identical cars, just with different badges on them. And if you look closely at the wagon in front, it's got milk crates on, which is what they used to transport milk before tankers came about. Looks to maybe be a Mini Cooper maybe at the traffic lights with a Mini Clubman coming towards us. Is anyone watching this old enough to remember milk being transported like this? This clip was taken the other side of the River Derwent, down Wellham Road looking towards Malton. If you take note of that house to the right hand side, which is now in the middle of the screen now, you'll see we can't be far away on location. Since then they've built a new BP garage and various other bits. These next clips are from inside the Bowers restaurant, which also used to be a venue for various dinner dances. The one we see before us is for the sequence dancing ball. Do you recognise anybody? Apparently this is Tracy Hunter, who used to be Darley. It's nice to catch a glimpse of traditional dancing again. I think the only time I've done something similar to this was a bit of Cayley dancing when we did a YFC People's Exchange. So this here is the fabulous Mary Bennett, who gave me this cine film that was filmed by her late husband Derek, and apparently she also told me that she used to make her own dresses for these dudes, and here we can catch her making various other garments as well with her sewing machine. Although Bowers Restaurant is no longer on the go, the building is still in use to this day, but in retail under the big name brand of Boyce's, which is a department store selling quality goods at discount prices according to the website, and they also have many more stores up and down the country. So if we check out Uncle John's clips of Malton Carnival, we can just make out Bowers Restaurant in Malton, not far from where Parnaby's is now, and this is a more up-to-date modern clip. Back to the 70s in Malton Marketplace, where Hoppers looks to be under construction, and next door to that is Mennel's. And as we zoom in here, you can just sort of make it out on the board above, which is where Granny Dot used to work selling fancy goods such as cut crystal and fine china pottery, which is now the 46. Here we can see Malton Station when it used to be a lot busier and have two platforms, and also that extra building on the side. This video was taken on Valentine's Day when I got the train from Malton to go see Pitblom in Manchester, and as we can see, the extra building has been knocked down. Again, if we look closer into the background, we can see the footbridge going over the railway, and also gas holding tanks to the left hand side. More spectacular than that, we can see engine number 6103, which is the Flying Scotsman coming from Malton Station. What a prestigious sight to behold. This was built in Doncaster in 1923 for the newly formed LNER, and retired in 1963, the year the B450s were built, owned by Sir Alan Pegler from 1963 to 73, then later by Sir William McAlpine from 1973 to 1996. This is Norton Road, nicknamed Blackboards because of the fence made of dirty second-hand railway sleepers. And you can just make out a clearer image of the gas holding tanks in the background. So the next train we're going to see is a British Rail Class 104, and it would have replaced the steam train like the Flying Scotsman we saw earlier. It had two 6-cylinder Leyland diesel engines of around 150 horsepower each. Here we can see Middleton Hunt in Malton Marketplace on what I presume is Boxing Day. The Middleton Hunt dates back to 1764, and the kennels at Birdsall House were said to be state of the art when they were erected back in 1853. Back in Commercial Street, Norton, is this Bedford TK working for or alongside WJ and Glossop, who were known as the Kings of Tar Spraying and would have been a familiar sight up and down the roads of the UK, similar to today's Eddie Stobart trucks. They were in business from the 1920s up to 1984 when the firm closed. If we pay close attention, it looks as though Costcut and Malinky Market and Hadfields have had an extension put on the front. I believe the vehicle they're using is a Scammell Pioneer. Their claim to fame was having done the road surface outside Buckingham Palace, and I believe this tar surfacing, or tar spraying, is just resurfacing the tar with fresh bitumen to rejuvenate the tarmac to still make it grippy. I believe these next clips are 1977 outside the Red House Dental Practice and the Spotted Cow. It also ties in with elements of the Queen's Silver Jubilee, which was the same year. We can see here the town's infamous pram race, which may have been part of the carnival, which I've also come across short clips of which I'll post another day. Mary said they would have to race from pub to pub around Malton, having a pint or a half before moving on to the next one. She also said some folks didn't make it around the whole course due to excessive drinking and the amount of pubs that Malton had back then. However, it does look like a bloody good laugh. And if it's fun, let's face it, health and safety has to go and ruin it. So for these Remembrance Day clips at Malton, I thought I would talk about Derek Bennett's 2 years national service, which he had to spend in a boat off the English Channel at Dover Castle at the tail end of the war, looking out for enemy boats, reporting on mines and enemy planes. He sadly didn't get abroad because he'd been a little bit naughty and had to spend a bit of time in the kitchens, where he had a bit of an accident and spilt boiling water over his feet, which scalded him that badly, resulting in him not being able to go abroad. Another person I'd like to remember is Alf Snowball, who was my great-great-granddad, and he drove a horse ambulance in World War I. I'll leave a few links at the end for more Malton-based videos. I hope you've enjoyed this nostalgic journey into the past, captured by the late Derek Bennett from Setterington, filming the day-to-day life, unique events that happened locally or afar, along with steam rallies, some no longer on the go, with glimpses into the past of what used to happen. If you'd like to see more, check out these links.